button.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Minorities Podcast. Nori, you all right there?
No.
Nori is in shock that his Giants are still somehow in the race. That's basically what he's coughing about. I'm your host, JC, your resident Titans fan, repping my Oilers today at Squints84 on Twitter. If Nori's ready to go, we'll skip him and just go to Rob. Rob, our Bucks fan, how you doing?
We're in the playoffs. Live.
We're in the playoffs. Congratulations.
Playoffs.
Congratulations. Our Niners fan, the only guy here who is definitely not in the playoffs, we got Chicken Wing. And
A whole lot of talking and thinking.
he's not officially in the playoffs yet, but he's got a shot. We got Nori.
Shot.
What
We're like
kind
a
of a
wounded
year
animal.
is this?
But the NFC East is like a wounded animal. Well,
Oh my God.
somebody treat us like old Yeller. Somebody take us out of our misery,
Oh
please.
my lord.
Somebody
Wow.
kill us.
Thank you for the first round bye. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Tampa loses. I'm gonna laugh.
I will, before we go any further, just offer my congrats to Rob finishing second in my fantasy league, taking home $60. Nori finishing third, getting his money back, taking home the $20. And yours truly finished last in his own fantasy league.
Buy the trophy.
I've been running this league for almost 15 years. I've never won the damn thing. Never. Last year was the closest I've ever come, and I lost to Diego. But
I won twice.
I know. To our friend Miguel, this is actually his first time in the league. He took home the championship. Congrats to him, his team, the Bill Cosby Sleepers. The trophy's been ordered. It's in the mail. As soon as it gets here, I'll definitely have it out to you. But guys, week 16, needless to say, was crazy. Real quickly, let's just recap our picks for the week here. So Rob went 9-7. Nori and Mike both went 10-6. I went 11-5. Probably a couple of picks I thought about changing because of some injury came in that late, and I was like, I'll just stick with it. Maybe I should have. I would have been closer. But overall, I'm sitting at last at 150 and 88. And everyone else just separated by a game. Chicken Wing 152.86, Rob 153.85, and Nori 154.84. Going into week 17, when you really don't know what's going to happen as far as picks go, because it's crazy. Who's resting who's sitting out what. And we're going to take a step away from that, the usual thing. When we get to the picks, I'll explain what we're going to do. We're not going to go game by game. But, Rob, you okay there? You having fun with the chroma key? Or?
Oh no.
Okay. It's messing up your green screen there.
All right.
Anyway, week
Multitasking here.
week 16. Any surprises for you guys on some of the results, or any picks that you regret making?
The Jets.
Did you? I mean, I'm kind of.
It was against. Oh, they shouldn't have won.
I regret picking Washington against the Panthers. I really should have paid more attention, and if it's not Alex Smith starting, I'm not picking that team.
That was a late scratch, and I thought maybe I should change it because Dwayne Haskins is starting, but I stuck with it for some reason. I'm kind of regret not changing my pick. Would have got me a little bit closer to the Jets.
And it sucks because
Yeah.
the only people who benefited from Dwayne Haskins are strippers. Nobody else.
And now he's out of a job. That's the crazy part. So yeah, poor
The
guy.
NFL done messed up.
Yeah. The Jets beat Cleveland. I think that was the biggest shocker. I mean, Cleveland had been riding high, 40 some odd points a game, and then they remembered they're Cleveland. You know,
It's Cleveland. I mean,
it's Cleveland.
Yeah, just leave it at that. It's Cleveland.
The Jags, congrats, ? Have clinched the number 1 overall pick in the draft and are pretty much the lead for Trevor Lawrence. who's going to be playing on New Year's Day, college football playoff semi. Um, Rob, your Bucks.
Yo.
Did you expect a 47-point performance like that?
Yes.
You liar.
Yes. What? Against the Lions? Are you serious? Okay, 47. No, I didn't. I was expecting 35-ish. I didn't expect the additional 12 points.
I said it was a beat down. I called that. Not 47.
No, I expected them to dominate. I didn't expect them to just shove it in and like.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're if Brady's gonna be playing like that, they're gonna be scary in the playoffs, you know. So
Yeah, Brady's like, hey, look, I can play.
yeah, I'm a bit surprised Casey struggled with Atlanta, but they did their job and got it done. We all knew that Atlanta was gonna blow a lead. It seemed like how very 2020 was this weekend, you know. So, but huh?
Cowboys.
You know. The division's so messed up, they needed to win one more week to figure it out. So
they've been facing elimination 2 weeks in a row, and they've been winning.
Yeah, I can tell that Chicken Wing's pretty pissed off about that right now. So, you know, so
I need them gone, so I can enjoy misery with them.
Well, we're gonna run through the playoff scenarios in just a minute. Right now, though, we wouldn't be a sports podcast if we don't mention at least the college football playoff. Excuse me, the college football invitational, because I really don't think it's a playoff right now. The way they handle who gets in and who doesn't get in. So,
Ohio State, 6 games invited.
Yeah.
Your camera looks like you're gonna come out of the TV like The Grudge.
I love it, dude.
Because you're leaning forward, yeah. So
yeah, I'm leaning forward and all the lights.
All right. Real quickly, let's talk about it. The Rose Bowl not being played in Pasadena is going to be in Arlington on New Year's Day, and then the Sugar Bowl in its usual spot in New Orleans. Rose Bowl is number 1 Alabama versus number 4 Notre Dame, and the Sugar Bowl number 2 Clemson versus number 3 Ohio State. Right now, the Cotton Bowl is going on. Florida and OU's just beating the snot out of the Gators right now.
As expected.
Yeah.
Gators are trash.
Ohio State is for whatever reason fuming because the head coach of the Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney, in his coaches poll ranked them 11 instead of 3, and they have all butthurt about it. And my thought is just do it on the field. But Dabo's thoughts are if you didn't play at least 9 or 10 games, I'm not going to put you in the top 10. Guys, agree or disagree with that logic?
I agree. There are teams that played 11 plus games, and not even being considered. That's bullshit.
College is very corrupt. I just wish they did a better job of hiding it.
Agreed.
But they're not even. They don't even try and hide it.
I know.
No.
Come on.
They literally have legislation going through that allow their players to be sponsored players now. So it's
that starts next season, right?
In California, for sure, it starts next year. I think they're still trying to roll that out to the rest of the country, and NCAA is going to have to get in line. Yeah.
I guarantee you Oregon's going to be up there. I guarantee you. Yeah, Cal's going to be up there.
USC, UCLA. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Oregon already has an official Nike sponsorship.
Well, I mean, when the head of Nike is an Oregon alum, that's kind of what happens. They get everything.
With the boosters and everything, we need to stop pretending that college is not $1 billion business. Come on.
It is, and it's shit because you walk into a souvenir store at any college bookstore or on Stadium site there, you can buy a jersey for a player that's on there. It doesn't have his name on it. It might have his number. You know who it's representing, and the player's not getting a cut, any of that. So, they're making money, and the players, it's time for a change, and in college sports in general, So
how about that Alamo Bowl though? Alamo Bowl, dude.
Welcome.
Let's go.
I really hope Sam Ehlinger's injury is not that serious. I think he'd be a great, at least in a backup role in the NFL. But I feel for the guy with his injury. But backup came in and just killed it. Killed it.
Touchdowns in 2.5 quarters?
Yeah. No, I mean, Colorado keeping up the stereotype. There's no defense in the Pac-12. That's really all it is. So, and they.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But...
Well, guys, if you follow college, if you guys want to comment, let's make our picks now. Who's winning the semis and who is winning the championship or for the College Football Invitational? What are you guys thinking right now?
I don't care. Texas won. GG's. Texas won. We're done. That's it.
I agree with that.
I'm done.
I've got Clemson in the second game against who's playing Notre Dame? It's Notre Dame and Ohio
Bama.
State. Notre Dame, Bama.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Bama and I'm taking Clemson, and then I'm taking Bama over Clemson.
Really? I'm with you up until the point where I think Clemson's going to repeat. So, yeah, I think so. I mean,
Bama.
Trevor Lawrence going out in a swan song. It's interesting because they're going to play the playoff on Friday, and then they announce the Heisman Trophy on Tuesday. So it's how crazy a college season it is, though. But nothing against Ohio State. It's just everyone hypes the Big Ten like, oh, there's some Power 5 conference. I don't know if they've played a tough competition to keep up with Clemson. I'm not saying it's a bad team, but I don't think we have enough of a sample size to know how good they are. So I got Clemson. I got Bama for sure because Notre Dame, until they show that they can win a game in the college football playoff or even the BCS for that matter when it was around, they're 0-6. I can't take Notre Dame, you know.
Technically, Notre Dame's Pac-10.
ACC.
ACC. Yeah, technically they're ACC. So, I mean,
yeah, but
JC's the real man over here. He knows his college, bro.
Notre Dame seems to choke at the postseason. If it's, outside of the original 12 games, they just don't do well. So sticking with Bama, Saban's going to have them. And I just know Clemson and Bama's going to be another classic, and I look forward to seeing it. So, and I will note this in the Peach Bowl, if Cincinnati beats Georgia, I would personally recognize Cincinnati as a national champion of college football, even if it's a co-championship. I did the same for UCF a few years ago. They deserved a shot. Notre Dame, I don't think should be in there at all. So, all right, let's get into the NFL. Let's try and make sense of all these playoff scenarios because there's a lot of craziness that can go through. We'll start with the AFC because it seems a little bit more straightforward because at this point we know Kansas City's number one. That's done with. Nothing they can do at this point, and they will lose number one spot. They're getting the bye. Everything else is really for seeding and for making those final spots. Buffalo and Pittsburgh are basically locked in the 2 and 3 seeds. Buffalo has the tiebreaker. If both win, Buffalo's the 2 seed. Basically, Buffalo gets a 2 seed if they win. Pittsburgh needs a win and a Bills loss to take the 2 seed. Although the Steelers seem content to sit on the 3 seed because they are playing the Browns. And if the Browns win this game, it's likely Pittsburgh's going to get the Browns rematch in the wild card round. As far as the rest of the spots, the number 4 seed is going to go to the AFC South champ between Titans and Colts. Titans win, they're the champs. Colts need a win and the Titans a loss. And then those teams, along with the Dolphins, Ravens, and Browns, are battling for the wild card.
And one of them is going to get eliminated at 11-5, boys. I'm calling it.
That's how tough the AFC this year is. You can go 11-5 and not get in the playoffs.
Last time that's happened is 2008 with the Colts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might happen to them again. So,
yes.
Whoever doesn't win the AFC South, basically what they need is for the Titans, if they don't win the AFC South, they clinch if Miami or Baltimore loses. The Colts, if they don't win the AFC South, they do have to beat the Jags. Come on, Jacksonville. And then have Baltimore, Cleveland, or Miami lose or tie, and the Colts would get into a wild card spot. So,
which is crazy.
It's just crazy here. So, it's all nuts. Miami, of course, is playing Buffalo. Now, on the NFC side, Green Bay, New Orleans, and Seattle are still battling for the top 3 seeds. Nothing is set. Green Bay holds the cards right now. If they win, they got it. But if Green Bay and New Orleans lose and Seattle wins, Seattle can take the top seed. They still got a shot.
How do they still have a shot?
I have no idea. Tampa Bay clinches the 5 seed with a win or tie.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay clinches the 5 seed with a win or tie, or if the Rams lose or tie their game against Arizona. Chicago win and they're in. They clinch a wild card with a win, or if the Cardinals lose. And the Rams and Cardinals are playing each other. And that could decide the final playoff spot. But if the Bears lose and the Cardinals win, both teams will get into the playoffs.
Both teams get in, which is so weird.
Now, let's talk about the division that just won't die. The NFC East.
Oh, this is a fun one.
Washington,
Yeah, this is a
Dallas,
fun one.
and the Giants are in play for the NFC East and the number 4 seed. And the division champ is guaranteed to have a losing record, be it 7-9 or 6-10 or somewhere in between.
And we host the game.
If we host the game. Washington gets in with a win, or if they tie and Dallas has a loss or tie. Dallas gets in with the win, a Washington loss or tie, or basically it's so crazy. Dallas has a chance to win if Washington loses. The Giants straight up need a win, and they need the Eagles to show up at home and beat the Washington football team.
I hate this division. I really do.
I think Jalen Hurts can say spoiler and like send the Giants to spoiler.
The funny part is,
I think the funnier spoiler is the Rams game, because if either one loses, they need help, especially if Chicago
beats Green Bay.
Is the spoiler. So I think Chicago is the bigger spoiler in that conference right now.
If they pull something off at home, yeah, which
Assuming
they have to beat Green Bay, and Green Bay still is playing for first seed, so they're not resting people. Like,
So
the crazy thing about the NFC is that we talked about how in the AFC someone can go 11-5 and miss the playoffs. There's a chance in the NFC that someone can go 8-8. Besides the division, the NFC East, but someone can go 8-8 and grab a wild card in the NFC East. So this begs the question: should they change the format a bit to where the division winners still get in, and the wild card is open to everybody else in the league?
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
the NBA fixed it. Comes true. The NBA fixed it. It's like you go by record, and that's it.
But they still separate into conferences. People have been saying, I mean, there's a chance a team with a losing record in the East gets in over a team that had a winning record in the West. So there's still a little disparity in the NBA. My thought is like,
it's much better than what we have. It's much better than we have.
I agree. At least they don't. Yeah. So my thought is like, should they open the wild card to every other team that doesn't win the division? Because then you don't have an 8-8 team getting in over 11-5 team potentially.
If a division winner is a division winner, that's fine. But you should not be having a home game if you have the worst record. That's absolutely ridiculous. You didn't earn it.
So you think that the team with a better record should host the home game, basically?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If the best division winner, go ahead.
Go ahead, guys.
No, I was saying if the best division winner is 6-10. Unfortunately, that sucks. Divisions of divisions, but still, like, I don't agree at all that the NFC East at all, even if the Giants get in. They absolutely do not deserve to have an 11-5 team come to them. That's absurd to me.
Are you saying that because you're afraid of Tom Brady coming to New York right now when he's playing hot?
Uncle Tom does not want to play the Giants in the playoffs. I don't care how bad the Giants are playing right now. He don't want that.
I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, then what's the point of winning the division?
Yeah, like
you get in, but you don't host the home game.
Right. Still, you get the playoffs. It's a guaranteed playoff spot, no matter what.
I mean, like
you should not deserve to host it. That's insane.
Yeah, because in the NBA, you can win your division, but if you have a worse record than the team you're going up against, you don't get the home court advantage.
Exactly.
So
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they still have divisions, but it's really for, I guess for tradition's sake, or at least, I mean, in the NBA, I think if you still win your division, you should still get in. Not necessarily the seeding, but get in. But you don't necessarily get to host it unless you have a better record than the team. But
like, it's insane that Tampa, let's say realistically, they're probably going to beat the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm assuming most of us are thinking. They are going to travel to whoever won the NFC East, which is insane. The winner should be going to Tampa.
Doesn't matter to buy.
You say so. It's 2020. It's 2020. It's 2020.
Hold on. If Dallas somehow gets in riding a 3-game win streak, would you consider that a buy, Rob?
Yes.
Going into Dallas,
Tampa's
where fans are allowed, by the way.
Hold on. Tampa has played so well this year that you're totally convinced that they're just going to magically just be invincible, whoever they play in the NFC East.
No, the question was to Dallas. Record.
Anybody from the NFC East.
They have a better record as an away team this year. So, yes, I want them going to wherever they're going to go because they played better on the road this year. That's the only reason. I could care less about home field advantage because they play like crap at home.
Here's the thing with Rob. You're worried about the Super Bowl host curse, aren't you?
Yes.
Because
that's right.
Because the Super Bowl is in Tampa, and whoever city is hosting it, the team never makes it. Be happy you're at least getting in the playoffs because most of the time that doesn't even happen.
That don't even happen either.
Ask the Dolphins. They've hosted how many Super Bowls, and every time it never happens for them in Miami. Yeah, so.
But I mean, let's be honest here for a second. Assuming, oh God, I'm saying this. Assuming Dallas gets into the playoffs, they have to go through Brady. They have to go through Breeze. They have to go through Russ, and then they have to go through Kansas City. Like,
it's very unlikely they get past the first round. I'm just saying it's 2020, and I have not ruled out anything. So
nobody gave. Was it the Saints?
The fact, the Tampa Bay made it to the playoffs in the first place. I'm already happy.
Mhm.
So like,
yeah, just ask the Bills Mafia last year.
Yeah,
can't down
They
me.
were
Like
excited.
we got rid of Winston. Like I was happy already at that. I was like, I'm a happy guy. This is a happy year for me.
30 for 30.
I'll say. You can't count the team out though. I mean, everyone counted out the Seahawks when they won 7-9, and they still beat the Saints at home. Everyone remembers Beastquake, you know. So, if the playoffs, anything happens, the records kind of get thrown out. Other than,
is there any scenario where Tampa Bay and the Saints will play for a third time?
Yes, if the Saints fall to a 3 seed and Tampa wins their wild card, and then whoever the 2 seed and the 2 seed wins. No, actually, well they would.
No, that wouldn't work. No.
No.
Tampa would have to fall to a 3.
They would only
sorry,
play.
I lied. So Tampa can
Only if
do
a
it
6 or
they
7
fall in
seed wins.
6.
Okay, yeah. If the 7 seed beats whoever the 2 seed is, and New Orleans is, or whatever, if New Orleans is 2 or 3, if whoever the lower seed is on the other game, yeah, there's a chance.
Okay, so this is throwing out my playoffs. So I'm saying the 6 and 3 seed is Arizona and Seattle. So if Arizona were to win, and Tampa were to win, and then it'd be Green Bay against Arizona and New Orleans versus Tampa. That's the only way.
Oh, you mean the wild card round? Yeah, if Tampa falls to the 3. Yeah.
Wild card,
So,
I'm just thinking Saints. I don't think beat them. I don't think the Saints will beat them 3 times in a row.
Yeah, because the way I was thinking is the other way I could see it happening is if Tampa falls to 6 and they beat where I have it, they beat Seattle, and then wait, because they will lose week 17. That's what I'm saying. They would lose week 17, and then not saying that they would, and then the second round would be Green Bay and Chicago with the upset over New Orleans, and then that way. No, that wouldn't work either. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah,
Forget what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I guess you have the Rams winning against the Cards or something.
There's a potential for it to happen, but it basically would revolve around Tampa losing to the Falcons, which
as a starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like they'd have to lose to the Falcons, and the Rams would have to win because they're the only other 10-6 team.
Yeah, I mean the motivation for Tampa to play this weekend is win, and we're playing an NFC East team in the playoffs.
Pretty much.
That's basically the motivation to stick it. Yeah, that's the
win,
thing.
and then we have a first round bye with whoever is first.
Yeah,
that's how
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if somehow Tampa loses.
Oh my God.
That'll be a very 2020.
You know, the Falcons almost beat the Chiefs for crying out loud. So who knows? You know,
the Jets beat the Browns, boys and girls.
I know.
You know what? Give me my year to be happy about my team.
We're happy for you. Be happy.
Oh, how dare you? The Dodgers won and the Lakers won. You stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
In football?
Oh.
Now you're getting greedy.
Rams.
You better turn on Madden.
Rams. You were Rob. Stop that. Stop that right now.
Nobody gets the trilogy. Nobody gets the trilogy.
The Rams still make the playoffs. Hold
Could
on.
you imagine the Rams? Dude, Rob would not shut up the entire year. Oh my God. That's worse than a Dallas fan winning.
Take your poison.
I don't think there's anything worse than a Dallas fan winning because we live in Texas. If I lived in Philly, I wouldn't care, or New York. But there's nothing worse down here.
I mean, that's true. Philly fans have gotten better since the Eagles won a Super Bowl. When you think about it, they haven't been as obnoxious. You know.
I think I'd rather
winning the trilogy. That's my argument. This is Rob.
Look, if Rob wins the trilogy, he's the only one among us that would say 2020 was the best year ever. He's the only person among us that would have said.
He would never watch sports again.
No, he wouldn't have to. Like
he's done. He'll be done.
Wait. Who's your hockey team?
Blackhawks.
Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. That didn't happen this year. Forget that. Well, we'll see a shortened season this year, which starts in a few weeks. Actually, 56 games for the NHL. So I'm actually happy about that. Canada's going to be one division. Everything is just basically in bubbles.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
crazy
everything is bubbles, and I like the way it's set up. It's keeping everybody safe. No AHL season, but they're expanding the rosters to allow potential AHL players to travel with the main team and be there available as needed in case there's any.
Yeah. There was a stat on Twitter today: 459 people, NBA players, staff, everybody have been tested, coaches, since December 24th. 0 COVID cases
Since the 24th.
The bubble worked.
The bubble works. I wish the NFL did the same.
Isolated everyone from everything.
Like I hate seeing players get injured unless you're some piece of shit player.
Yeah,
but unless you're like a bad person, I hate seeing players injured or even sick. That's like such a bad reason not to play. That sucks.
And for the most part in the MLB, the bubble worked in the playoffs because they went to a bubble system until Justin Turner caught it in Game 7, which nobody knows how. Which is in the middle of Game 7, and by then, whatever
the middle. He probably ran up and kissed a fan or something.
Probably did.
Posey fan went.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
there's probably a Giants fan that snuck in, San Francisco Giants fan that did that. So try and keep them out. But I know the NFL has looked at a bubble system. It's just difficult with so many people, and I can understand that. But it's a lot of keeping everyone in a hotel and everything away from families. That's difficult, and we'll see. I mean, they're allowing fans in the stands. Buffalo has announced they're going to allow fans in the stands for their wild card game.
Hey, if everybody followed protocol, they wouldn't have to be this crazy. But literally, like 70% of the NFL follows it. I mean, it's just maddening. It's frustrating watching these people who are supposed to be multimillionaires, supposed to make smart decisions, like just go out and break COVID protocol over and over and over.
Yeah.
Wait. You said athletes making smart decisions. Have you seen the new?
And the more money you make, I guess I guess it's what it is. So
they pay their way out of a lot of situations now. It's not.
Well, let's pray that there's no crazy COVID outbreaks through the playoffs. This can run smoothly. They navigated a full regular season with it one way or another. Sometimes as a joke. I mean, we happen to get Tuesday night football, Wednesday night football. Basically, at one point, we got football every day of the week in the NFL. So
that's nice.
It was.
The closest thing we're gonna have to COVID is watching the Jets and Patriots play each other.
Well, let's get into Week 17 now. A little bit different this week. We're not going to make our picks. As I've shown you guys on the graphic, there's about 4 games separating first and last place on our season-long thing. Week 17 is tough. So, to make it a little bit interesting and to allow us to have to do our own detective work, we've all got our playoff machines. On the agendas that I sent you guys, I'm just listing all the games that are going to be played on what network and everything. By the way, the fun part about Week 17 is that everybody everywhere gets a doubleheader on Fox and CBS. For us locally on CBS, we're going to see Pittsburgh and Cleveland at noon, and then Arizona and the Rams at the late afternoon. On Fox, we'll see Dallas at the Giants at noon, and then Green Bay at Chicago in the late afternoon. And then nationally, the marquee matchup, the Washington football team heads to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. That is your Sunday night game in Week 17. How 2020 is that? Yeah.
Imagine playing your game and then having to watch and hope you make the playoffs the rest of the day.
I guarantee whoever wins between Dallas and New York, they're going to have a camera on them in their locker room wherever they're watching. Them watching the Washington and Philly game and just hoping for it. So
they became the biggest Jalen Hurts fans ever.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing when in Philly. They have a no hat rule from the coach. It's really cool. Or Doug Peterson is telling everybody we're not letting Washington celebrate in our field. We're not watching them put on the division hats on our field. So they have a no hat rule. I dig that.
Okay.
I like that.
That's just bitter.
I mean,
it's motivation. It's motivation because Philly, maybe they don't get in, but you're not gonna celebrate on our field. Like I like that.
And for Jalen Hurts' part, he is undefeated at home as a starter for the Eagles. His 2 losses have been on the road, so we'll see.
That's going to end this week.
So what we are going to do is we're each going to go through and name, running through the playoff machine, what our top, who's going to make the playoffs in the AFC and the NFC, what we're predicting. and this doesn't account for every game that's going to be out there, because there's some games, for example, like Kansas City and the Chargers, Minnesota and Detroit. Let me think here. New England New England hosting the Jets. Raiders at Broncos. Those don't mean anything as far as playoff seeding goes at this point. So what we're going to do is just list who's making the playoffs on each conference. Do I have any volunteers? Nori's ready.
Okay.
He's in first place. Nori's the first one to wave, so go for it.
Go.
As
for
the
it,
first place person, let me tell you guys how it's done.
Okay. Who you got in the AFC, Nori?
All right, so AFC, I have the first seed as Kansas City. I have the 7th seed Titans at 2nd seed Buffalo.
I hate you.
I have 6. I know, I love you too. I have 6th seed Browns at 3rd seed Steelers, so a rematch again.
Mm.
And I have 5th place Baltimore at 4th place Indy.
Okay.
That's my AFC.
Wow. I'm not gonna guess how you made that. That's crazy.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying like I can kind of see it, but I'm just like, dang, that's crazy at the same time. Because remember, one of those 11-5 teams ain't gonna make it. So I'm just like, damn, who did you say to lose? Like,
listen, I don't know what you guys have, but I have the Browns beating the Steelers. I don't care about detective work. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do me. I don't think you guys are gonna change it based on what I say, but my personal feeling is I think the Browns are gonna beat the Steelers, which would cause a rematch immediate after, which is kind of nutty.
Switching their stadiums, but yeah, a rematch.
I have.
And the only reason you have the Titans in with a loss is because you have Miami losing, based on what you have out there.
No. I'm sorry. I pressed something wrong. So I'm sorry. I gotta switch something. Hold on. I pressed the wrong button on something.
Okay.
I had the 7th seed Indy at Buffalo. I don't know why. I misclicked. There's no way the Texans are beating the Titans.
Okay.
So
you're not crazy after all. Thanks a lot.
No.
See, that's so he just seemed kind of odd. I was like,
no.
I was like, why does he have Titans losing to Houston?
Matchup,
yeah.
You know?
No. That's why I was asking what's crazy, because I didn't see that. So good catch.
I was gonna say is like, really, I mean, we're not gonna have a kicker or a punter apparently, because they're both on the COVID list unless they get cleared by Sunday. I was like, is that really Houston, a big impact?
It's Houston. I don't think they need one. It's and then I have Baltimore at the 4th seed Titans. So now Saturday back in the world.
Okay.
On some level, we're getting some sort of rematch. Now NFC, what do you got? This is going to be nuts. So,
I mean, mine's very predictable. I have Green Bay. I have first seed Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I have 7th seed Chicago at New Orleans.
Mm.
I have 6th seed Rams at Seattle, and I have Tampa Bay going to Dallas.
So you're not confident with your Giants right now beating Dallas?
No. Look how they've been playing lately. I go by what I'm seeing now.
Okay.
Not 3 weeks ago, not 4 weeks ago. Look how they're playing now. They can say Jones is hurt, whatever, but I think the Giants' offense has been downloaded with Jason Garrett. There was a week where he wasn't even calling the plays because he had COVID. Slayton, the wide receiver, the only one who's being productive, is a victim of his own success, so he's getting double teamed. Golden Tate isn't earning his $33 million. The defense is good, but Dallas is playing. I hate them, but they're playing hot. They're putting 30 points a game the last 3 or 4 games. So if I'm a betting man, I think Dallas wins.
Okay. Rob, you're next to second place. What do you got?
All right. So AFC first seed Kansas City.
Yeah.
I've got the 7th seed Indianapolis Colts going against the Buffalo Bills. I've got.
Oh my God, he's copying me already.
Cleveland against Pittsburgh, and I've got the 5th seed Baltimore Ravens against the 4th seed Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
In the NFC, I've got Green Bay as the first round bye. I've got 7th seed Chicago Bears against the 2nd seed New Orleans Saints. 6th seed Tampa Bay up against Seattle. And I've got the 5th seed LA Rams up against the 4th seed Washington football team.
Do you have your Bucks losing to Atlanta then?
I have my Bucks saying there's no reason to play against Atlanta and resting their people to go into the playoffs strong.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. Chicken Wing, you're in 3rd place. What you got?
Y'all a bunch of copycats, I'll tell you that. I'm kidding.
What are you just saying?
So the NFC, once again, we have the Green Bay Packers locking in home field. We also have Chicago going to New Orleans. But I have a third game between LA and Seattle. And I have the Tampa Bay having their bye week at Washington.
And your AFC?
My AFC, well, we all know who's number one already, so that's done. I have Cleveland going to Buffalo, Baltimore going back to Pittsburgh, and Miami going to Nashville.
Ooh, there are going to be some fireworks in this ranking this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. All right. My AFC pretty much mirrors Nori's and Rob's. KC at 1, Colts at Bills, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. That'll be a fun rematch, and Baltimore in Nashville. Going against the Titans. So, hoping they get after the Christmas bombing, they get a home playoff game. They'll be hyped for that. So, NFC might get it's a little different from you guys. Green Bay is 1. 7 seed Rams at Saints. 6 seed Cardinals at Seattle. And because it's 2020, because I want to see it happen just once, Tampa at New York. 5 versus 4.
I love your optimism.
I just want to see a 6-10 division champ just one time, and this seems like the year to do it with everything that is going on. So, obviously from the look of this, my obviously different picks right now are obviously Arizona beating the Rams, and of course your Giants winning and Washington losing. We don't even know if Alex Smith is playing yet. They haven't even confirmed that yet. He is.
He's confirmed starter.
He's confirmed. Okay, we'll see.
I'm gonna have to choose my pick then.
Is that for sure? For sure, because I heard he was practicing, but they haven't
because I heard practicing. I didn't know it was for sure.
They haven't
for sure. He is number 1.
Ooh.
We'll see if he's 100% though. So
I don't think he's going to be 100%, but as long as they get the lead and they can just run the ball, then they don't need him for anything else.
All right.
And honestly, Alex Smith is having like another coach on the field. Like he's this generation's Chad Pennington. So if he's healthy and he's starting, then I'm going to change my pick to Washington. But if he's not, I'm going to do it.
Obviously, that's all we're revealing with picks. So there's 4 other games out there that have no bearing on the playoffs whatsoever on the seeds. So we're not announcing those. We're basically going to know when those things happen who we're picking. Those basically are Chargers at Chiefs, Raiders at Broncos, Vikings at Detroit, and Jets at Patriots. Which right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets happen to beat the Patriots, and considering everything else that's going on. So
the Jets.
Very interesting.
3-game winning streak, boys. Watch out. Watch out.
You know, I made that comment last week. All of a sudden, when a team finally gets a win, the last one, they somehow managed to win 2 or 3 in a row. I didn't think they'd beat the Browns, but Jesus Christ. So, yeah. So we'll see.
I think the Jets just decided, let's be bad forever. We don't want Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. So then they started against the Raiders, and that's when they really started scaring teams, was the Raiders.
Is it safe to say we all think Sam Darnold's gone? He's not re-signing. Yeah?
Well, they have to have somebody to replace him. The Jets aren't getting Trevor Lawrence anymore, so who's replacing him? Are they drafting a quarterback?
I mean, there's 4 draftable quarterbacks this year.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see who comes out.
I think Fields is going to fall. I think he won't be out of the first round, but I think he'll be out of the top 10.
Unless he and Ohio State go crazy and win the national championship. That's going to help his draft stock. So you never know,
I don't think anybody goes higher than Lawrence, but I could be wrong. Even Jacksonville can't put that up.
No, Lawrence is definitely number 1, but there's at least 2 or 3 other.
There's the potential the Jets could draft a quarterback, but
they could definitely draft.
With a new coach and I think it would have to be a whole regime change for them to get a quarterback, because I don't think the GM's going anywhere. Adam Gase has to. I don't know. I mean, they should, but like they're getting
a new coach, then like
he might want his own guy.
Yeah, he wants his own guy. He doesn't want to come in and take over. I'm like, maybe I'll develop Sam Darnold. No, it's not going to happen. He's already got bad habits from like the previous coaching regime.
Yeah. For the record, I did put a poll up on our Twitter account at SportsMinerPod. Division's so messed up they couldn't figure it out in 2020. Who will be the NFC East champion after Week 17? Between Dallas, the Jets, the Giants, and Washington, and 50% said Dallas, and 25% for the other 2 teams. So everyone seems to be Dallas riding high here. So everyone seems to think the Cowboys are going to win and Washington's going to lose. So.
Listen, for all that is holy, Dallas cannot get into the playoffs.
It's 2020, man.
It's 2020,
No,
Mike.
you don't understand what's at
not-
stake. Okay,
I know exactly what's at stake.
you shut up, Rob. Okay,
I'm gonna
because you know what's at stake. If
Your marriage?
my team loses and
No.
Dallas wins,
I'll be there
I-
for chicken wings. I'm telling
I
you.
am the biggest fucking Cowboys fan for the rest of the playoffs. As part of the bet that I have with my brother.
So what you're
Yes.
saying is, if that happens, that
What?
little logo under
You
your
will
name
see me
is going to be
in Dallas gear
on
next
this
week.
show.
If Dallas actually beats Tampa Bay, I'm gonna have to move to Mars with Elon Musk. I'm gonna have to.
I
see
mean,
it happening. They're playing hot, man. Let's be real. They're playing hot.
Sometimes
I don't know
it's
what- I don't know
timing,
what
just getting
happened.
hot at the right time for some reason.
I have
Putting up 35, 40 points a
much-
game. I
I
mean,
have so much riding on this game. I need Dallas to lose. I don't
Why
care about
did you
anything
bet?
else.
why did you make that?
Or I
bet?
need Washington to win. I don't care about anything else.
You made this bet before
did
the
you do
year
that?
even started. Like,
Because I've done this bet every year with my brother. That's what it is.
yeah,
Okay.
he's got.
So
Sure,
this is before week 1. So before Dak got hurt, before 87 of my players got hurt,
I was
like
gonna say, yeah. So it was before everything happened. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have taken that bet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see if Chicken Wings is going to have a Cowboys logo next to his name next week on this show.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
Because
I come here to get away from Cowboys logos. I really don't want this.
okay.
Well,
This is my safe place.
this is why you need to beat him. Do your job. You have one job. Do it.
He had one job. One job.
So
I yelled them enough, man. I yelled them enough. They
Now-
don't hear me.
obviously we've been running on a season-long pick'em that we do every year. It's a lot of fun. Basically $80 on the line, $20 a person. So we'll see who's getting the PayPal transfers. Potentially we could save those until we actually do on the show and just do it live to whoever the winner is. But so next week we'll reveal who our season-long pick'em winner is, and we're going to be picking our entire NFL brackets on the show live. We'll be revealing what those are, who we're picking. We do run a little bracket challenge among us, really just for bragging rights, unless we each decide to throw $5 on it. I don't know. It just depends. I've already dropped $25 on a trophy. We'll see. But
However much you want to donate to me, you know, I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna win this whole thing, and I'm gonna beat Rob by 1 point.
oh my
I want him to feel. I want him to feel what he robbed me in fantasy. I want him to
Oh.
feel it.
Ooh.
Hey Rob, what did I say? Imagine losing to me on a tiebreaker.
Imagine if I come back and beat all of y'all on
No,
1 week.
because
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah,
I'll be okay
That'll be
with
a very 2020 thing to happen. Really.
I'm down with
number
it.
of picks that we've made, there's no way any of us are dying this year. Because, like, some of them.
There's
Sure.
a little discrepancy. Yeah.
There's a little
stretching. There's a little bit, yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. So just imagine if Nori loses to me on a tiebreaker.
That's fine. He can lose to you in a tiebreaker by 1. So you lose to me by 2. That's
No,
fine.
that's not gonna happen. First of all, I'm gonna win this. Okay, I got this. The name
Alright.
of my team is CW's Repeat for a reason. Watch your
And,
mouth.
and I'm doing the Lord's work. Michael must lose 2020. I'm doing the Lord's work. You're welcome, America. They saw you win one thing, they're like, never again. No.
Both of you are losing by a field goal. Just saying.
Final reminder for
Don't
y'all
bring
guys
that
out
up.
there. Here are the
See, that's
standings
some
right now.
bullshit you got to bring up because there were so many games that they got shanked that I should have got. You know, what?
You know what they should have done?
If the Queen had a
You know
dick, she'd be king. Right?
First of
You know what
all,
they should've done?
don't talk to me about field goals, okay? I've had enough of a nightmare of that this season. And now my kicker's on the COVID list. You shut the hell up, man.
You're playing Houston. You don't need a kicker.
I
fine.
hope we show
They
up.
sure do. They're gonna shank all those extra points. Mm-mm.
So wait, so how many did he miss that first week? 5?
Like 3 or 4, and then he hit the game winner.
Here's what they do. You get a backup quarterback to not actually hike it. You get him to just run up there, take it, and just launch it. You have a better shot of making that than actually kicking it.
This
If
is true.
only.
This is true. Or he could end up like Tony Romo back in 2005.
2006.
Oh,
Classic
2006.
Romo. Classic
2006.
Romo.
My fault.
Classic Romo.
I was gonna say, let's just sign Doug Flutie so he can do the drop kick extra points like he did that one time in his last game as a Buffalo Bill, which was amazing. That was a nice little throwback. Yeah.
2-point conversions, right? Like,
Ooh,
They could
could
just go
you
for
imagine
2.
if I lose the pick 'em by 1 yard?
You shut the hell up because hey, it's bad enough you blew a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl last year with 10 minutes to go in the fourth. I'm just gonna throw that out
I mean, you know what? Calm down.
there. This can go on all night. We're gonna stop it right now.
Can't take it, huh? Can you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. 'Cause we did lose.
Yep.
We did lose.
You did. So what is going to happen? We'll figure it all out. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting and fun Week 17. A lot of red zone watching, a lot of Sunday Night Football. No Thursday games, no Saturday games, no Monday games. It's all Sunday. And even though things are clinched, this is always a fun week to watch for that reason. So let's find out what happens. Joining us, the one team that does not have a playoff shot, we got Chicken Wing and his 49ers.
I hate you so much.
Work as hard as the 5-9 Giants. That's right.
That's could be a Cowboys fan for the next few weeks, depending what happens this weekend.
Gross, ew.
I hate all of you right now.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get some wings and the ice cream?
What?
The Texans ice cream? Yeah, we gotta get it.
Let's not bring that back on here. All right.
Not. I mean, yes, if they win, I will gladly eat Texans ice cream in front of JC. Mm-hmm. Just saying, if the Texans play spoiler to you, I will have the biggest container right here for you.
You bring that ice cream on the show, I will cover you with a black square over your face so nobody sees that damn thing. Our team, the only team among us that is currently for sure in the playoffs, we got Rob and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's go.
Whatever, Rob.
Do it.
Somehow on life support, but they're there. Nori and the New York Giants. And I'm GC. Winning we're in. Nashville strong with everything that's going on. And whenever we play Houston, I got to rep in my Oilers. So tighten up and love you, Blue.
Tighten up, please.
Yeah, tighten up, please. Love you, Blue.
Tighten up.
Let's do this weekend. Enjoy Week 17, everybody. This is going to be a blast. Thank you for joining us on Sports Minorities. We'll catch you guys next week in 2021. Have a safe New Year, everybody. See y'all later.
So.